Gun control continues to be a major ongoing battlefield in the United States between those who seek to restrict the liberties and rights of others and those who seek to uphold them. And whenever an unfortunate tragedy such as Nashville happens, those who seek to restrict our liberties, they come out demonizing and accusing everybody of not caring about children, or they seek to hide behind words that carry positive connotations, such as, for example, sensible. So they call for sensible gun control, and this is what I wanted to address. What is sensible, right? Well, let's consider this particular case. A lot of times when they say sensible, they say, okay, ban quote-unquote assault rifles, right? In this case, if this person entered the school, whether they were armed with a 6-shooter, like a revolver, or a long rifle, it wouldn't have made any difference. What they attacked is a soft target, and they would have inflicted the same death and destruction, even with a 6-shooter, right? So banning guns in this instance wouldn't have changed anything. This isn't a combat situation, right? It's not like you have combat where a rifle will outmatch a semi-automatic handgun. No, this is a soft target that will get damaged no matter what kind of a weapon the assailant uses. So banning rifles wouldn't have done anything in this case. Is there something that would have? Well, yeah, actually there is. So because medical societies, which do not represent all doctors, by the way, are all chiming in on this, and all are on the side of those who seek to restrict our liberties, me as a doctor, I want to offer a medical sensible suggestion, because if you're calling for sensible suggestions, then this is certainly it. What would have stopped this particular incident? Well, the person in question was transgender, right? And we have medical literature indicating that 83% of transgender individuals have considered suicide, and 40% of them have attempted suicide. So we know that this is a very, very, very high risk population for suicide. Now, what this person did in Nashville is essentially suicide. This person knew that they were going to die once they do this, and they came there to die. So it was a suicide. So a sensible gun control in this case would have been never to allow any transgender people to own guns. That would be sensible. Now, would the political left see that as sensible? Probably not. Then they would see this as infringement of rights and discrimination. And that is the point. What is sensible simply depends on what political standpoint you have. To you, what may be sensible to you may not be sensible to me, and that is why the Constitution exists. That is exactly why the Constitution exists. Not to mention that it would be sensible to take away the guns from the criminals who are murdering each other and murdering innocent people and robbing and harming them every day, except nobody's doing that, right? So the solution is to take the guns from people who have obeyed the law their whole life, while allowing criminals to keep their guns, because you can't take them away even now, and allowing whatever political base you have to continue to do whatever they want. Constitution exists because we don't agree what sensible is, and the people who founded this country understood that, and they understood what liberty is. That liberty isn't complete safety. You have complete safety. You can have complete safety in prison, locked up in a cell 24 hours a day. You would have complete safety, you would have food, you would have medical care, but you wouldn't have liberty. We can protect schools in other ways. You know, schools should be protected at least as well as banks. They shouldn't be soft targets anymore, because people with serious psychological issues are walking around every day. And it's not just guns. You see news from China and Britain where 30 kids got stabbed to death in China, and Britain is having a knife epidemic. It isn't the weapon. Cops and soldiers carry guns, and in their hands, that is a tool of protection, not murder. Problem is up here, but that's a different story. That's all I want to say.